This is Matthew Cratter from Bitcoin University, and today I wanted to talk about Vitalik's many backdoors. We're going to be talking about Ethereum Rollups, and I couldn't help thinking of this song from The Doors. I'm a backdoor man. Certainly Ethereum is a backdoor protocol, as we're going to see. But in order to understand this, we have to rewind and talk about layer 2 scaling solutions. So Bitcoin has various versions of these, including the most well-known one, which is the Lightning Network. Ethereum also has layer 2 scaling solutions, and these are most often called rollups because they bundle up or roll up a bunch of off-chain transactions and then settle them later to the main chain, usually in order to save on gas fees. Here's the great thing about Ethereum rollups, according to the Ethereum website itself. A layer 2 is a separate blockchain that extends Ethereum and inherits the security guarantees of Ethereum. It inherits the security guarantees of Ethereum. So what exactly are those security guarantees? They include some interesting things like the ever-present worry that Vitalik, Joe Lubin, and Ethereum insiders will fork Ethereum again and roll back history to erase transactions, as they did after the 2016 DAO hack. Another security guarantee, beneficiaries of Ethereum's huge premine can now even more easily censor transactions or blocks now that Ethereum has moved to proof of stake, because unlike proof of work, the more coins you own under proof of stake, the more control you have. And finally, what's the last security guarantee? US government censorship, OFAC compliance of transactions, as we've been observing on MEV Watch. What's even cooler is that Ethereum co-founder Joe Lubin can also snoop on your transactions and even censor you because his company controls node operator Infura and the MetaMask wallet, all controlled through his company Consensus. And Consensus uses MetaMask to help to collect users' IP addresses and link them to Ethereum addresses. But wait, there's more. If you thought layer 1 of Ethereum was a giant digital hairball, just wait until you see layer 2s. I want to play this recent video from Vitalik in which he confesses that basically every layer 2 and every rollup on Ethereum has some kind of backdoor.
And the other thing that, like I've talked to the rollup teams and they all want to do next year, is they want to start taking off training wheels, right? So the rollups and layer 2s that exist on Ethereum today, they basically all have what I call training wheels, like some kind of backdoor that lets developers come in and like say stop and change the protocol if they see that some kind of bug has happened.
So much for decentralization on layer 2s on Ethereum. So who controls these layer 2 protocols, these rollups and their backdoors? These are mostly companies that have been funded by US regulated venture capital firms or VC firms, and thus are subject to government actions like censorship, regulation, or outright seizure. So if US Treasury OFAC asks Arbitrum, for example, which is a rollup, to assume the position, what's Arbitrum going to say? They're going to say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" If you're enjoying this video so far, I just ask you to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment or question as well. If the US Treasury OFAC asks Arbitrum to assume the position, they're going to say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" This is the sort of decentralization, quote unquote, decentralization that is going on. And this is because if we take a look at Arbitrum, for example, this is the token. If we go down here, we can see all the series, the seed, series, series A, series B. This is a company that's funded by venture capital. It's funded by companies like Pantera Capital and Polychain Capital. Pantera Capital, of course, based in Menlo Park, California, one of my old stomping grounds, and Polychain based in San Francisco. So these are highly regulated VC firms, and they're the ones who are behind and control these protocols at this point. And the US government can also control the protocols by imposing pressure, putting pressure on the VCs and the corporations behind these protocols. Now, it's always been clear that Arbitrum is highly centralized. For example, once when the developers stopped feeding quarters into the machine, it completely ground to a halt. It basically ran out of gas. And now that we've learned from Vitalik that Arbitrum and all the other rollups have software backdoors as well. But that's okay, right? Because surely these companies and their VC backers will eventually close these backdoors and the protocols will magically become decentralized. Not going to happen. Profit-minded VC investors and their LPs, company insiders will ensure that they never give up control. Next thing that happens is they become subject to US government direct regulation of what's happening on those chains. So voila, you have a new banking system controlled by the same people who control the current banking system, and all because you chose to build on a foundation of sand, which is what Ethereum is. As I've been saying for years, DeFi is Dino, decentralized in name only. Here's a video I made over a year ago about the lie of DeFi. Now, unlike Ethereum rollups and layer 2s, a layer 2 on Bitcoin like the Lightning Network is not centralized. It's not controlled by Lightning Labs, for example. That's a common misunderstanding. Lightning is a protocol that anyone can use. It's permissionless, it's open source, etc. Lightning as well, the Lightning Network, is not controlled by venture capitalists, and it's certainly not controlled by centralized multisig that can be used to censor you or rug you. And it doesn't need developers to constantly be entering through a backdoor and putting quarters in the machine to make sure that it keeps working. If you want to learn more about how the Lightning Network works, I'll link to this video in the description notes below. There's only one crypto asset that started out highly centralized on the computers of Satoshi and Hal Finney, and then rapidly became decentralized, i.e. not subject to the control of a small group of insiders as Ethereum and its layer 2s are. And that crypto asset that started out highly centralized and is now the most decentralized of crypto assets is Bitcoin. It had this immaculate conception that can never be repeated, especially in this era of surveillance, and it was an immaculate conception seeded by an unknown founder who disappeared, unlike Vitalik, who doesn't seem to be able to make himself disappear. Bitcoin also had zero premine, unlike Ethereum, which had a 60% or 66% premine. Bitcoin had zero initial economic value. It wasn't sold out of the gate with an economic value. For example, Ethereum was exchanged for Bitcoin originally, and also Bitcoin had zero venture capitalist investors. This is what makes Bitcoin so unique. There is no second best, as Michael Saylor likes to say, and this is one thing that makes investing in Bitcoin so great. There are literally no real competitors. There are no crypto assets that can compete. There are no cryptocurrencies that can compete, and there are no traditional assets or fiat currencies that can compete with Bitcoin. If you just take a look at the charts, you will see how true that is. But it's also true because of Bitcoin's unique history, its unique origin, and its unique fundamentals. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.